So why do I make these types of videos? When I talked about not being able to repair our own devices, that's something most people don't even care to do, or they don't even know how to do it anyway. More locations going completely cashless, digital sales being subscriptions or leases instead of giving the buyer the full ownership of the product. None of this seems like a particularly big deal that would affect a person's life that much. It just doesn't seem like it would affect society in the grand scheme of things. Like, who cares? But what those tech videos that I made, what they all share in common is that private citizens are surrendering self-sustainability. Giving up self-sustainability means that you are more reliant on a company than you otherwise would have been. Having too much control over essential elements of American life gives a company leverage over you. It creates a power imbalance between corporations and consumers. The more dependent you are on somebody to live, the more power they have over you. Simple law of leverage. Being unable to fix your device, that means that you're dependent on another entity for repairs. Being forced to use cards instead of cash means you're required to involve the bank, a third party, in a transaction that used to be independent and private. And I just don't trust a company to have that level of control, which is why I make these videos, because it could lead to potentially negative outcomes. When a company has such leverage over people, they cannot resist or escape if the people are later no longer happy. They're forced to accept the circumstances because these tech companies are so heavily relied upon and ingrained in every little fabric of society that you cannot escape them, which is what would happen if, for example, a cashless society happened and you had an issue with the banks. Blocking off independent alternatives leads to people being helpless in a vulnerable position, especially if you do it on a societal scale, on a mass scale. And that is why every once in a while I'll make a technology focused video